We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala, by calling 352-615-5566.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
0 Hour Life Center, Marion County's recovery community organization. The time for change is now. Call 352-765-4943.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. An abbreviated version will be going off the air at 10 a.m. today instead of 11. Galen Unall will be at the Mecum Car Auction starting at 10:05 for a live broadcast from the Mecum Car Auction starting at 10:05. So looking forward to that. A lot of 3,500 cars down there. So Galen will have that information for you on a 2-hour special here starting at 10 o'clock. You've heard a lot of people call for the 25th Amendment to be enacted. Nancy Pelosi, of course, is leading the Democrats. There's even been a few Republicans that have said the 25th Amendment to remove President Donald Trump is needed. It's not commonly known as a procedure to remove presidents from office. If he's deemed unable to serve, it actually removes the president's powers and sidelines him. It was ratified in 1967 as part of the Constitution. It's never been used, ever. Of course, people after the riots Wednesday at the Capitol, people are calling for the 25th Amendment to be used, that Donald Trump is no longer able to serve. Well, here's how the procedure would work. If you want to know how the procedure would work, it's like this. A majority of cabinet members would have to sign the letter. Here's the problem with that. There's no legal precedent on whether acting secretaries can vote because they're not, They're not appointed by Congress. They've not been approved by the Senate. Elaine Chow's resignation effective January 11th and the administration's withdrawal of Chad Wolf's nomination to serve permanently as Homeland Security Secretary added complications. And now DeVos resigned yesterday, citing the rioting that happened at the Capitol. So you don't have enough right now. I don't think there's enough cabinet members to actually do this. When Grassley and Pelosi if they did have that letter, Grassley and Pelosi would receive the letter. Pence would automatically assume office as acting president. Trump would not be removed from office. He'd just have no presidential powers. If there is a challenge to Trump, then they would have 4 days to write another letter to Pelosi. During that time, Pence retains power. If they don't write a second letter, Trump then regains presidential power. But if they do write the letter, the vice president continues as acting president, and the decision shifts to Congress, who then has 21 days to vote on who should have power. They need a 2/3 majority in each chamber to do that. But by then, the presidency's over. So there's no chance the 25th Amendment will be enacted. Nancy Pelosi says if they don't enact the 25th Amendment, she'll start impeachment proceedings. No, you won't. There's only 12 days left. Today's the 8th. In 12 days, Donald Trump leaves office. None of this is going to happen. This is posturing by the left and by Nancy Pelosi and her cronies. We're not going to stand for this. The 25th Amendment. It's 12 days. You're not going to do anything. Stop lying to the American people. You're not going to do anything. This procedure would take longer than the 12 days that are left. You're not going to do anything. And Donald Trump's dialed back his rhetoric, as you heard here on a couple news breaks. His apologies have come in. Not his apologies, but his comments on that people who broke the law and stormed the Capitol will be prosecuted. People he told go to the Capitol. I watched the speech. That's just the truth of it. But nothing's going to happen. There's not going to be a 25th Amendment invoked. There's not going to be impeachment charges invoked. It's just not going to happen. For anybody that thinks it's going to happen or says it's going to happen, if you think it's going to happen, you just don't understand how the politics work. And if you say it's going to happen, you're a liar. Nancy Pelosi knows nobody's going to invoke the 25th Amendment and nobody's going to impeach Donald Trump. There's only 12 days to go in the presidency. But it gets her on CNN. It gets her pundits on MSNBC and Fox News. It's great for a 60-second news blurb. Plays well on Facebook and Twitter. And that's why they're doing it. And once again, the media is complicit in allowing them to do it. The media knows there's no damn way they can do that. The media knows there's only 12 days left. And by the way, what happens in 12 days? What happens in 12 days? What do you mean, Tom? What happens in 12 days? Well, what's CNN got to report on in 12 days once Trump's out of office? Who do they have to hate now? Who's their next victim of hate? Hell, Stephen Colbert may have to just leave TV. That no-account hack will have nothing to talk about. He better go back as a satirical reporter for the Daily News, the Daily Show. Stephen Colbert will have nothing to do in 12 days. Chris Cuomo, what are you going to do, Fredo? Yeah, that's right. I called you Fredo. Tell me you're going to shove me down some stairs. Let's have that moment. Oh, I would love that moment. I'm going to shove you downstairs. You call me Fredo again. Yeah, with your security detail right there with you. Tough guy. Fredo is a derogatory term towards Italians. Shut up. It was from a movie in 1972. I knew it was you, Fredo. I knew it was you. That's you, Cuomo. You're a Fredo to your own people. But what are these people going to do? They're not going to have any jobs. What are they going to do? They don't have Donald Trump to write their news stories for them anymore. Who's going to face their hate and their vileness? Who's next in line? You got the White House, the Senate, and the House. Who's next? You know who I think is really who they're going to face their hatred towards? The news media is going to decide in the next 3 or 4 weeks who they think the presumptive nominees or the presumptive candidates for president for the Republican Party are going to be, and they're coming after him. Buckle up, Ron DeSantis. You are going to be in the crosshairs of the left media more so than you are now in 12 days because they won't have Donald Trump in the crosshairs anymore. Yeah, the governor of Florida, outspoken as he is, and cantankerous as he can be. We've seen him snap a couple times at reporters. You're next. I'm afraid that Ron DeSantis is on the next wanted poster by the leftist media. It's going to be interesting because they don't have Donald Trump to vilify anymore. Who are they going after? They're not going to go after their own people. They're not going after Joe Biden. They're not going after Schumer. They're not going after Pelosi. So they're coming after who they deem as the presumptive candidates for the office of president in 2024 from the Republican Party. Buckle up, Ron DeSantis. It's fixing to get ugly. More so than it is now. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. It's Dumb Crook Friday, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Trump, in a video on Thursday, condemned the mob that violently stormed the U.S. Capitol one day earlier, saying the rioters defiled the seat of American democracy.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
USA Radio News.
Rockstar Radio. Did you know this station, this network, is looking for their next rock star broadcaster? That's right, we are. And it could be you. It could be you interviewing the guests, talking to the newsmakers right in the middle of everything. Have you ever dreamed of being a rock star show host? Now could be your chance. Together with this station, we'll help you with everything you need. The studios, the equipment, your own producer, a co-host if you'd like, and so much more. Broadcasting is changing. There's never been a need for fresh voices and unique opinions like there is right now. You can do this. Our professional team will guide you every step of the way. Sound effects, show content, building your social network